y'all doing today? Oh, I'm driving. I'm going with family away for the weekend. Like I said, the first time I've been away was this whole summer. Yeah, I kind of went on little day trips to go visit people, but I haven't really went away on vacation. Well, I got a couple of family members I'm going to Gettysburg with. Either way, yeah, my title for this video. Oh, I'm Lisa, by the way. I pulled back from talking about narcissists and the narcs in my life I'm driving, so that's why I'm not looking at the camera the whole time. I'm heading up to visit my aunt, and we're going to Gettysburg from there. But, hang on one second. Yeah, I really have took the time this summer to do a lot of self-introspection on me. And part of the reason, I put myself in isolation. I stay pretty much in one room in my house, which is my bedroom. Which on most of my videos you can see when I'm doing my tarot and stuff, I'm in my bedroom. It's because that's where alien angels are. They minister to me there. So, anybody have any narcopaths? That's narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths all wrapped into one. Three. Histrionics. Borderlines. Any of you guys have any of them trolling around? I can guarantee mine have. I want to tell you a little story, which I kind of did in the one video way back when, but now my head's clear. So took a good month to actually be able to start pulling stuff apart and not consistently ruminating. Like I said, I said about the hooks in your sacral and your heart. Now they got one in your brain too. And they know it. I want to tell you about a little story now. I'm going to tell you about a text message that proved my point that he had sent me. He's been watching my shit on social media too. I don't know how he's doing it. Like YouTube, obviously, anybody can watch. But I know he's been watching my social media as well, because I had said something about the little trap I had set for this lost narcopath. But one of the reasons I said about when you start feeling better, and sometimes they know when you're weak too, or they know when it's like a telepathy thing. About a week before, narcissist, which he's teetering on sociopathy as well. But I'm sorry, I don't want to cover the camera here. I'm just trying to drive and have a decent angle. But the night that, about a week before, I had a dream about my one ex, who I wasn't with for a year and a half. And like, I'm completely, we left things, I blocked him, and I wanted nothing to do with him. He started dating some other girl, and was very rude about it. Very ignorant. But, which is part of the reason I just blocked him. I was like, he's just trying to hurt me with the stuff he's saying. And I wasn't having it. I didn't care. However, when you're trying to get through this stuff and you're already dealing with emotional stuff from a current relationship and you're still dealing with bullshit from your exes that are freaking the same way practically, It's the same, it's like I said, it's like the same person, different face. Same person, different meat suit. That's why I said about the magnet shit. They put their little DNA in you, and until you figure out how to unhook them, they can always tap into your energy system. That's why this thing is extremely spiritual. They're evil. And if you are targeted, or you have been a target for these people, I guarantee you've been a target your whole life. More than likely from childhood on. If you ruminate, that's what I had to do. That's what Spirit showed me. And that's why I took the time over the summertime to get myself figured out, and why I keep attracting these evil fucking people to my life. Well, it was from childhood. There was some childhood abuse that had happened to me. And it wasn't by my parents. My parents were pretty decent. They were good parents. My dad was a great provider. I don't have daddy issues. I love my father. I love my mom. But it was from other people. It was from out sources where I was abused. I was almost raped at 16. It's like I was a target for these people. Trying to steal my soul, because you want to know what? I had an anointing from... I had a mission when I came to this earth. And I believe it's for right now. My cousin just messaged me. So, either way, when you start healing, trust me when I say this, we have an energy field all around us. People can feel the anointing. They don't know what it is, but they can feel the anointing on your life. They can see it. And if they're not happy and joyful, they will try and destroy it. Whatever you have that makes you happy and adds, spice into your life, they'll try and take it away. Don't ever tell these people what you love or what you enjoy. I mean, I know that that's hard when you're kind of first starting to meet somebody, because you're trying to put yourself out there to get to know somebody, and you're trying to open up, and you don't know if you're opening up to another one of these creatures. So it's extremely scary when you go to try to date other people. Either way, let me get back to my story. I do this all the time, and I apologize because I get on a tangent and then I just go with it. But one of the things that I have noticed is when I got discarded from the last sociopath, not even 12 hours later, I'm getting a text message on my phone from the one in frickin' Florida. And he was blocked on my other phone. I got a new phone and I didn't transfer the number over and block it. That's one thing. If you want to continue with no contact, if you're not strong enough and you get a new phone, but you keep the same phone number, you better freaking put their phone number in there and block it in the new phone. Or they will, when it's time to hoover, they will. They'll troll your shit. He was trolling my stuff for a week or two before he even messaged me. Because I kept on seeing him pop up on People You May Know through Facebook. I knew he was trolling me, but I didn't notice it right away. And there's a couple people with his name.
1 5 7
Sorry.
0 2 1 3 1 7
Hang on.
2 8 1 5 7 0 2 1
Hey.
3 1.
Oops. I have to do this for a second. I gotta call my cousin. and or try and text her, which I hate to do this. Sorry about that. Hang on. Sorry about that. I had to give my cousin a call. She was calling to see where I was at, making sure I was up, because my family knows very little. The only people who really know what I've gone through with this whole thing is my mom and dad. And my kids might know a little bit. I really tried to keep them. Well, am I upside down? It says I'm upside down. Let me flip me around. Oh. There, we'll try it like that. My kids know a little bit about what I've gone through because they had seen the aftermath of me purging. I purged to get this out of my system. And you want to know what? The rest of you are probably going to have to come to the end of yourself and do the same thing. It's an ego death. You know, and that's why I've always said there's a plan and a purpose for everything. I don't want to hate these people, but these people are not normal people that we deal with in this realm of narcissism. They're not normal. They have zero capacity to love. That is not normal. Sorry to break the news to you. You know, Ann Barnhart, I watched her her last message on diabolical narcissism. And she's pretty much 100% correct on her analysis. However, I'm not exactly thrilled with her analogy as far as her belief system with Catholicism. But she's been enlightened to the truth of this whole damn thing. So I give her credit and thank her for the work she's put out. I mean, she's been hypercritical of things that I am not. But I can see where she ties the stuff in. You know what? If to each their own. I don't give a shit what you do or the next person does. It's just, I know these people be trolling our shit because they want to keep tabs on us. They want to know what we're doing, who we're doing it with at all times. They don't care if they go to your family and be like, yeah, how's your cousin doing? Or how's your sister, how's such and such doing? To Hoover. And if you respond in a triggered manner, you're going to look like the crazy person. Because for some reason, they know how to disguise their emotions. They've been doing it for a long time. They can control themselves. However, they can't control themselves during the cycle. When you're in the cycle, for some reason, they have to still abuse. Why that is, I don't know. But they do. And trust me, they know what they are. The last text message. Well, it wasn't the last one. This last narcopath. I told him, point blank, straight up, I've gotten over people before. I've gotten over narcissists before, and it's not easy because of that magnet and that hook there. It's different than a normal breakup. It just is. So, and if people don't understand the purge you have to go through or you're just going to keep attracting one right after the other. That's why I'm so leery about dating now. Until I know I'm clear-headed and I'm attracting good people in my life, oh, hell no. I'm leery of everybody. I watch actions. I don't listen to words. I don't listen to watch text messages of people saying, oh, whatever. I watch their actions. It's called using your discernment, too. Either way, they usually can tell either when you're weak or when you're getting stronger. They can engage your energy. So when you start getting better and you start getting stronger and you start speaking your truth, they want to shut that down, so they'll try and hoover back in and be all nice and re-abuse you worse. And sometimes it's insidious and covert. However, this last one was pretty well out there with, either he's been watching my shit because he knew he had said a few things on text messages.
1 5 0 2 2 0 5 5 6.
Sorry about that.
6.
Yeah. He would. Completely. Last string of messages when I pretty much let him have it, that I knew exactly what the hell he was. And I was like, yeah, you mess with the wrong person. I'm not like your exes. You can sit there and be like, oh yeah, after about 3 months, this was what the text message read. And if you would like to see it so I can prove it to you, I'll post it. Yeah, after about 3 months, my exes usually try to come back because I've left a huge crater in their soul. You tell me that isn't fucking evil. He knows I know what he is. He knows I exposed him. He thought that would hurt my feelings. No, that's the one thing I think he actually told the truth about. Because everything else was a fucking lie. And I'd said it in other videos. Anybody who's friends with my ex, know he's talked mad shit about you to me. However, I'm not the type of person to go around and hurt feelings. Because the stuff he says is nasty. I don't know why he got put back in my path. It was definitely for a reason. And I think it was to wake my ass up to what's really going on. God had to put a horrible human being in front of me and say, look, there's evil in this world. Not everybody's who you think. So wake up. And when the guy would tell him himself, he would. And, you know, me being the type of person who's empathic and stuff, I don't like to hear people talk shit about themselves. I don't like to hear people say that negative stuff. So I would always try and be like, no, you know, I wish you wouldn't talk about yourself like that, or I wish you wouldn't, you know, there's got to be good in you. Ann Barnhart makes a really good assumption when she had said probably the best depiction of when a narcissist purges their heart from themselves is the movie Scrooge. The old versions, like in the 60s, you can legit see Scrooge's face go to stone. If you know these people, that's pretty much what's going on. They have a heart of stone. They have purged all love and all forms of love from their soul. They don't have the ability to love. And a lot of times they do it at such a young age. They think that that's just who they are, and they have no way of changing it. However, in the story Scrooge, which is the only hope I have, in the story Scrooge, it took the angel of death to give someone a near-death experience for them to find love in their heart again. There isn't nothing that you or me or anybody else who's in a human body can do for these people. It is up to God to purge these people. Our job is learning how to let go and let them go. Let them lay in their own shit, which is hard when you care about somebody, especially when you got that magnet still in you. I'm telling you, I want you to meditate on it. One of the people who's helped me a lot is Melanie Tanya Evans and her healing stuff with the Quantum Freedom Healing. That kickstart me to be able to start thinking more clearly. There's a meditation. It's a 3-part series on, getting free and staying free. And then you end up coming up to a different level, in your healing. And then these people will no longer be able to penetrate you. You're a complete repellent for them. Because before you were attracting, this repels them. That's what I want to be. Don't come anywhere near me. I don't want to hear your narcissistic bullshit. I don't want to deal with you people. We're coming into times right now where people are being, God separating the sheep and goats. If you're a fake and a phony, he's going to expose you. He's in the business of exposure right now. And I will personally say, I know I'm not perfect. I know I've made mistakes in life. I know I've messed things up. And I try not to make excuses for myself. But when you've gone through this type of emotional fuckery and then they hoover back to try and fuck your head up more, that pisses me off. It pisses me off. Especially for people who haven't been able to really wrap their mind around what's been going on. I've been studying this shit for 5 or 6 years. And there's really not a whole lot on it in the psych community. The Psychological Association is just now recognizing this and just put it in the DSM-5. The people, I worked in behavioral health. The people in that office didn't even know what narcissistic personality disorder was. And most of them have it. I was surrounded by narcissists in that building. I wasn't there to please them and make them look good. I was there to help people. And a lot of the people I've come across, I discern that they were abused in childhood. And I could discern whether or not they were capable of getting better. And that department didn't want people getting better. That's the truth. And they frickin' know it. It's a fucking racket what our local government is doing to people, keeping them on one medication and getting them sick. You psychiatrists, and I'm going off right now, you psychiatrists who are only prescribing medication, look, I get it. You people know that medication does not work for people who have post-traumatic stress disorder. It might help for a time being, but it doesn't get people free. And you want to know what? You people know when someone's starting to feel better to change up their freaking medication so that they go into a hysterical rage. So they end up back in the hospital. You do it on purpose. Instead of getting the people the help they need. That's what's wrong with this country. The good people who want to help people get shut down. And the people who don't give a flying fuck and are only in it for the money, them are the ones who are going straight to the top. That's how I know Ann Barnhart's right with all this. I saw it in my own life. It's happened to me a lot. And I saw narcissists in my life do the same thing to people. I'm a watcher. I'm a truth teller. I get it. People make mistakes. People can turn away from those mistakes once it's revealed that it's a mistake. And if you know what you're doing is evil and wrong and not helping people who are desperately the lowest of low and need help, you have major issues. And guess what? You're going to be exposed by the Most High for your diabolical, evil bullshit. Because when you stand before God and God says, how did you love people? And you have to stand before God and say, I kept people sick. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. It's not why we're here. It's not why I'm here. And that's why most the empaths that are on this planet aren't here. We're not here to be abused by people. However, you know it helps to enlighten you to what's really going on behind the scenes. I can tell the underlying tone of the times. I'm a trumpet sounder. So, be prepared for when you start feeling better, because it does take time. However, you got to do the healing work. And if you want more information on it, email me. Because I've gone through it, and every day it's still a struggle. But now that it's revealed to me, I know what I can work on. The narc magnet's removed. And it's been replaced with more love for people who deserve it. Not people who don't. Not people who are just going to take my precious gifts and spit on them. Not anymore. My gifts are used for good. To expand the kingdom. Any way, shape, or form, I hear Spirit tell me to do it. And if you don't like it, I don't really care. Not at all. I'm here to help you. And have compassion and empathy for your situation. Because I've been there. I've walked in your shoes. I know how bad it feels. I know the symptoms. I know what you're going through. I have degrees, but I'm no expert. However, what makes me qualified is the fact I've been there and gone through it. Over and over and over and over again. And if you don't remove that that narc magnet that's in your emotional system, be prepared that they're just going to keep on trying to come back. Hell, I had one come back after 17 years of not talking to him. And then I had another one come back 27 freaking years. He was my first love. Yeah, also a narcissist. Like I said, God gave me a front row seat to what I've been dealing with, one right after the other. That's what I'm like. I can name narcissists A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. Like, they're fucking everywhere. You can't get away from them. I'm just going to have to learn how to not let them affect me. Because I'm extremely sensitive, and they know that. They can feel it. And I'm hoping, this is kind of my hope and prayer, that as I continue with my own healing, that I embody the Most High's power. That, you want to know what? Just like Jesus, when he walked past people, they'd manifest demonically and be healed like that. I believe that's what we're living in the last days here. To come into that kind of power. Miraculously, just by your presence, being able to, for these demons to leave people. I mean, there's hardly any documented cases of somebody being cured of this personality disorder. However, I know the healing power of God and the Holy Spirit when he shows up. I saw it with my own eyes. The most miraculous thing I ever saw. Telling you what, we're in a battle, people. This is how I'm getting my armor on. You know, like I said, we're living in pretty dark times. These people, when you start feeling better, you're going to want, if this thing is spiritual and you're coming into a higher power, guess who don't want that? Because we're in a spiritual battle. You're damn straight. Satan don't want that. So guess what? He will try and send back someone you care about or have cared about. He'll try. And there you'll be. And how you handle that when they hoover, you can usually tell in your emotional center whether or not you're over somebody. You know I'm right. These narcissists are hard to get over. And it's not because of who they are as a person, because they're a fucking shitty person. It's because it's spiritual. So, get behind these Satan. Yeah, that's how you have to respond. You want to what? You want to tell them off? You go right ahead. Don't expect any apology. Don't expect any kind of sympathy or care. Expect to be attacked back. Because they'll go into a rage when you call them out on their shit. They don't like that. Well, tough shit. You're a demon. Or being controlled by them. They recognize someone with power. I'm not, like I said, I'm not perfect. And obviously, yes, I feel awful. Terrible. God, thank God I'm not like that. That's what we ought to be doing, is thanking God we're not like them. Truth. We're blessed not to be like that. For real. Like, can you imagine that? Not being able to love. Like, I can't even imagine that. I mean, I get it. Like, people try to. However, when. You purge all love from your soul and from your... That's a breeding ground for Satan. That's why Jesus preached love. You'll know them by their love. They're the exact opposite. They're hatred, envy, strife, division, cruel, evil fucking people. You know, and it's even hard to say people because they're in a body. So you gotta be like they're human, but they have subhuman thinking. They do. You know, and to wrap your mind around this thing, it's hard to do. But trust, when you start to heal, these narcs are going to be hoovering. One way or another, you will know, you will feel it, and it makes you feel paranoid. I'm not paranoid anymore. I will, like I said, I love the fact this last one's on probation. And just like he kind of outed it that they're not taking him off probation. I don't know what he did. I don't really care. I don't keep tabs on him like he does me. I know he keeps tabs on me. Probably through Facebook. I don't give a fuck. I could care less. Watch me succeed in life now. Success doesn't come from man. It comes from God. He puts you in these tests. He allows you to go through it, but does not leave you. If you know you feel alone, you're not. And then he heals you. And then he gives you power to help other people. He doesn't want you to stay bitter and then frightened and scared. He always says, do not fear. Do not fear. You want to know why? Fear is a breeding ground for the enemy. A lot of times we have a subconscious fear. One of the fears that we are legit to have is having these people continue to come back in our lives, or we can't fear them. Because greater is in me with my ability to love. I don't fear death anymore. I have no fear of death. None. I saw what was on the other side, and it's beautiful. Makes this place look, makes the most beautiful place on this planet look like Venezuela now. I'm not kidding. When you feel that kind of glory, and you've been taken to those places. One of the other things I didn't get into yesterday is how you know you're being hoovered. And I'm positive it has to do with your subconscious in your brain, which is probably another hook. You want to know what? You'll start dreaming about these sons of bitches. They will invade your dreamscape. I've had that happen to me. One of the 3 major narcs, and they were all different in the way they interacted with me, but they were all narcissists. Oh yeah. And probably boyfriends before that. But I know where it came in, and it was through fear at a young age, not even a year old. And then I was a target my whole life since. Not anymore. Praise God. Either way, like I said, that paranoia and the telepathy that you have with these people, I've been dreamscape free for about a week and a half. Feels pretty damn good. And if they do show up in my dream for some reason, then it doesn't affect me anymore. Because I've had that happen, but like I'm not shooken when I wake up and I don't remember every little friggin' detail. And it's whatever. I could care less. Who they're doing, what they're narking around doing. They want to troll me, you go right ahead. Troll away. Because you have no authority over this girl. None. I will remain in a positive state, and you will no longer be able to suck my energy. I know what you are. Just know that. I know what all of you are that are in that cluster B spectrum. And the only hope you have for those who are watching this that are narcissists, the only hope you have to get free is through being healed inwardly from God's source, Spirit. However, you have to humble yourself and be able to do that. And most narcissists can't do that. They're the most prideful frickin' people, which is typical of demons. Just saying. So don't expect. I mean, we can expect miracles all the time. But no. If someone changes that are like this, it's divine and God has a reason. But anything you say or do, or I say and do, if you're in a relationship with these people, they just think you're crazy. They don't look at the fact that you have any discernment or can pick it apart. They don't care. They pretty much think that you're crazy, and that's that. That's what they chalk it up to. They'll call you crazy. Oh, this last one saw how fucking psychic I am. In a room. I was calling shit. Right in front of him. I was a sign for him. And that's just the facts. I was a sign, and God used him as a sign for me of what the shit is. But he had the opportunity to get healed of his disorder. He knew I was a spiritual healer. He even said it. What are you, some kind of spiritual healer or something? I'm like, you didn't know that? Are you freaking kidding me? He would say anytime I would touch his arm or his leg or that, he would feel better. Those chattering voices. It's because I carry an essence of God. That shuts demons up and makes them manifest and come to the forefront so someone can get healed. Well, guess what? He chose not to. He would say about how intense the relationship was we had, and there was just something about me he couldn't let go. You know what it was? He saw something. He did see something real. He saw something good. And God gave him a season. Well, guess what? Season, game over, bitch. You had your chance. Unless he comes to the end of himself, I sure as hell don't want nothing to do with him. Like I said, God can do anything. So people getting that's the big question in the community. Like, does anybody think that somebody can get healed from this? And the answer is usually always no, because there has been no there's been no proven anything in the community of someone getting healed from this shit. However, I think when demons get cast out of people, you'll see it. You'll see their face return to normal, and you'll see love. You'll know them by their love and their capacity to love. That's why it's extremely important for codependents and empaths not to get bitter for what we've gone through, but to seek healing. Yes, we have a right to be pissed off and mad, but we can't stay in it. We're not called to stay in it. Guess what? We're called to heal and then go out and help other people. We didn't go through this for no reason. So, that's my video on when I'm not just talking technical shit. Like, I go deep. Get that hook out of your brain and out of your chakra system. I know a lot of people are like, chakra, that's new age. You want to know what? There's certain areas that I've felt these hooks in. I've legit felt it in my body. It's the truth. You know, and the longer you're in this with these people, the more they pollute you. Sucks. You know, I had years, my whole life to I have purging. It takes a long time. But once you start, oh dear Lord. Either way, yeah. Once you start, I'm sorry. There's a guy outside yelling like crazy. Either way, I will talk to you guys later. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'm heading to Gettysburg, so take it easy. Bye.